So do you feel like you're starving mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, energetically, maybe even financially, depending on your situation? Hi, I'm Charlie McKeever, your Happy Man coach, and in this video I want to talk about that. I want to talk about how men deprive themselves of what it is that they want for 20 plus years, accepting less than what they want in their marriage and in their life. I was just talking with a man and he says, you know, Charlie, I feel like I've been starving for the last 20 plus years. Starving mentally, starving emotionally, starving physically. And that speaks to his level of desire, what he wants for himself in his life. And as we got deeper into the conversation, I heard what I hear from a lot of men, and that is that we feel like roommates. I feel like she's fine with everything, but I'm not fine with anything. That she would be just fine with us not talking. She'd be just fine with us not interacting, with us not having sex, with us not really opening up and sharing, having experiences with each other, that she would be just fine. That right now life is okay for her, but it's not okay for me. And then I hear next from the man that he starts saying, and I feel bad about that. I don't want to hurt her. I feel like anybody else would be satisfied with this life that I have. The bills are paid, there's food in the refrigerator, there's safety, there's security, there's a certain level of comfort, there's a regularity to things, you know, that's the stability of life is there, but that this isn't like still feel like they're starving. That they want more from life, that they crave more from life, that they're curious, that they want exploration and adventure and discovery, that they're intelligent, that they're insightful, that they're engaged, that they're interested in other people, that any other woman would find this intoxicating, but somehow the woman that he's with just kind of takes it for granted. And so when we're having these conversations, one of the very first things that I try to help men understand is, one, that they have a dependency on someone or something outside of them for their well-being. That they need someone else to be okay, to be different for them to be okay. And in this case, that they want her to appreciate them. They want her to value them. They want her to respect them. But they're not really doing that for themselves. They're wanting someone else to do that for them. And they're really upset that she's not. They have this story in their mind that she's supposed to. She's supposed to want to spend time with me. She's supposed to care for me. She's supposed to be interested in me. That when she doesn't, somehow this means something about him. Somehow it means that he's not valuable. He's not worthy. He's not important enough for her to care about. But he's never considered the possibility that she's actually just fine where she is, that she's happy where she is, that what's going on is okay with her, that she doesn't really have the capacity maybe even to open up and share those things. In fact, really opening up might even be uncomfortable for her. It might really be something that makes her feel less connected, not more connected. And these are the types of things that we start to talk about. We start to unravel this hairball together, because until the man, myself included, being on this journey for 7 years now, until the man decides that what he wants for himself is okay, that what she wants for herself is okay, and that sometimes those things aren't aligned, that either they need to find some common ground where they can live together and enjoy each other and have a good life together, or maybe this relationship isn't working. But before he ever needs her to be different, he has to work on himself. He has to say, wait a minute, Why is it that I want everybody else to be happy? I want everybody else to be relaxed. I want everybody else to be fulfilled. I'm willing to give money, time, energy, effort. I'm willing to allow people to say, hey, why don't you go on vacation? Why don't you go to the spa? Why don't you take a day off? Why don't you take a nap? Why don't you care for yourself, right? But we're not caring for ourselves. And one of the ways that we're not caring for ourselves is we're saying that what we want, what we desire for ourselves isn't okay. We hold ourselves back. We don't want to be too much. We don't want to rock the boat, right? We don't want to upset her. But yet, we're also not happy. We're also not in this place where we feel like we have ownership of our life, where that if we actually are being ourselves, that it will upset others. And this is a hairball that we absolutely 100% have to untangle. And I help a man, I walk with him, I talk with him, and I help him untangle that. I help him surface his own answers. I help him answer questions like, why is it that you're so willing to give these things to everybody else, but you're not willing to give it to yourself? Why is that? Because until we take ownership of our desires, until we take ownership of our happiness, until we take ownership of our life, we'll never feel truly fulfilled. And we'll also always be looking to someone else. We'll always be disappointed. We'll always be disapproving of the way someone else is managing our happiness. And then that's just backwards. That's just not the way that it's supposed to be. So if you find yourself in this place where you're not happy and your wife is not making you happy, and she doesn't seem interested in trying to make you happy. In fact, she seems really comfortable where she is right now, but you want more for yourself. You want something to be different, but you're waiting for her to change. Then we need to talk. We need to talk because that is basically you keeping yourself stuck. And you have the power to set yourself free. So on our phone call, I'm going to listen to your situation. I'm going to listen to what you tell me, and I'm going to ask you questions based on what you say. I'm going to give you an opportunity to come up with answers. I'm going to give you an opportunity to explore some of your own thinking, because what we need to do, desperately need to do, is get to know ourselves from the inside out. We need to own ourselves from the inside out. And when we do that, we actually come from a happier place. And many times when we start to show up different in our life, the other person starts to show up different. And oh, by the way, as scary as it might sound, if you just be yourself and the other person can't appreciate that, doesn't like it, if it actually causes problems in your relationship, then maybe the truth is that the two of you shouldn't be together. And that's not from a place of disaster, it's not from a place of failure, it's from a place of love for yourself, a place of love for her, where you love each other, you love yourself and her enough to not settle for suffering, to not settle for unhappiness, to not settle for a life that's less than, to not demand of somebody what they're not able or willing to give. That you care enough about you and her to face the truth. So, go to happymancoaching.com, fill out my contact form, schedule a call with me. Let's get on the phone. Let's talk about what's really going on. Let's be honest with ourselves. Let's be honest with each other. Let's face the truth of what's going on. Whether that means that we need to change something for ourselves on the inside, or we need to change our outside. We need to change our relationship, our status, our scenery, whatever it is. But let's start with working on what's going on inside of us, because I guarantee you, you're valuable, you're worthy, you're worth knowing, you're worth caring for, or you're worth loving, you're worth respecting, you're worth spending time on. So happymancoaching.com, fill out that form, let's talk. That's what I have for you today, brother. I'll talk to you soon.